I'm back with my Thoughtful Thursdays. And for those who are discovering Thoughtful Thursdays, it started off with interesting conversations and stories that I heard during the week. It sparked a thought in my head and set me thinking. And this is exactly what happened this week. And it was not an interesting conversation that I had, but it was a social media post, and it was for the brand Levi's. And the post was it was a competition that was being held for the LGBTQ. And I was quite intrigued with the post, and I was just looking at it, and I said, oh, Levi's as a brand is doing this. And I saw 2,600 comments, and I went looking at those comments. And large part of those comments was unfollow. How can Levi's as a brand do something like that? It's distasteful, trying to be woke. And I said, hey, I've not really understood this word woke and how do people use it. And I started, talking about people that, I was thinking of doing a Thoughtful Thursdays on woke. And they said, even we have not quite understood what it means, and people use it. And so what I did was I looked at the definition, and this is something that I feel if we use a word, we need to know what it means. So woke is being aware and actively attentive to important facts and issues. Of course, large part of being woke is about racial and social injustice. But if we leave that aside, it means aware and actively attentive to important facts and issues, so you don't brush them under the rug. You don't want to wish it away and never talk about it. Now, what is important about woke is that today wokeism as a word is about people who think they are woke, look down upon, or actually cancel people who are not woke. And I'll repeat myself. I'll say people who think they are woke, look down upon people who are not woke, and actually cancel them on social media, and it can get as bad as ruining a person's reputation and brand. And President Obama in 2019 speech spoke about wokeism and said that today we are constantly trying to be politically woke and all that stuff. And he was drawing attention to wokeism and saying that there are ambiguities, there are flaws, and there are mistakes that people will be making. But canceling someone on social media actually is something that is really, really deep. And I've spoken about it in the past. In fact, I've written an article on Research World about the cancel culture. But there are two thoughts that I want to leave you about being woke. If woke is being aware and being attentive, then I just want to add one tiny word which I read in an article. And of course, I read a lot of articles which have got to do with how these words play out on our mind. The thought is be woke but mindful. What is this mindfulness that I'm talking about? Being woke is important. We have to be aware and sensitive of the words that we use. At a personal level, I feel a lot of us use the word, what an idiot I am, or how dumb I am. If we could reframe that, because these labels make us prisoners of our own thoughts. So at a personal level, I think at home we frown upon calling anyone dumb, because these are prisoners. We are prisoners of the labels that we ascribe to ourselves. That's at an individual level. But at a social level, canceling someone is very, very harsh. It's rejection. It's almost that there is no redemption for you. What if it goes completely bad for a brand? Maybe it was something that they didn't think of. And when somebody says, this is so not woke and it is insensitive, and before you know, it spirals and cascades into a cancel culture. And it goes against the grain of we trying to build a community, connection, communication. I think wokeism then becomes very, very divisive. And today there's a new anti-wokeism backlash because wokeism itself is becoming divisive. And The reason for me talking about wokeism is not because I wanted to give a huge bhashan about being woke and not woke. If we are talking about connectedness, community, and the big need for belonging, then cancel culture goes against the grain of the very thought of being connected and belonging. And that's why I wanted to talk about wokeism. And sometimes we willy-nilly, without thinking, look down upon people who are anti-woke. Let's be woke but mindful. I know it's a difficult topic, it's a touchy topic, but I think it's the need of the hour to be woke or not to be woke, but be mindful. That's the important thought that I want to leave you with. If you like what I say and you want to know more, reach out to me.